Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles Sabanson. Welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We'll cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment. We'll give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. So let's get straight into it. So as you guys know, the playoffs are kicking off tomorrow. Not tomorrow, on Saturday. But we had a pretty big play-in game last night, which had a little bit of controversy between the Charlotte Hornets and the Miami Heat with the whole LaMelo Ball thing. We're going to get to that as well. And then, of course, you had the pretty impressive game between the Phoenix Suns and the Portland Trail Blazers, right? So that was a very, very exciting game there. And I think tonight the Clippers are going to be playing, as well as the Magic and I think the Sixers, right? So you have that going on. But one of the biggest storylines is going to be what happens with the star players for the Los Angeles Lakers. That's been the biggest storyline this going into this postseason, and it's kind of birthed other storylines out of it. Like, oh, if LeBron James wins this round, this would put him in a GOAT conversation. That's what people like Kenneth Perkins are talking about. Oh, this would be LeBron's toughest challenge in the history of the world. I'm like, when did the Houston Rockets become like the biggest challenge in NBA history? Like, so you have that going on there. But the other one looming over the Lakers it surrounds the availability of their two stars, and Austin Reeves and their superstar and best player, Luka Doncic, right? And there's been back and forth about it. Luka went to Spain, then he came back to America, and this and this and this. So yesterday, I believe during shoot around or during practice or whatever, they asked Dave McMenamin, or somebody asked JJ Redick straight up, any updates for Luka and this guy and Austin Reeves, and JJ Redick officially put an end to the Lakers season because he said, I have no update. These guys are going to be out indefinitely, and I think that was the final nail in the coffin there. But before we even get into what JJ had to say, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, PrizePicks. All right, guys, the playoff push is heating up. Tournament hoops are here. The Masters is underway, and the NBA playoffs are right around the corner. There's no better way to cash in if you're right on all of this action than PrizePicks, America's #1 sports pick app. So I jumped into their team picks feature, and honestly, I had no idea why I waited this long. First time I tried it, I was picking game winners on some of these games. Came out right on my first one, and watching the game just hit completely different after that. And here's what I love. On top of the players' picks you already know, you can now pick game winners, spreads, and totals. You can even call who wins the championship or takes home the MVP. Mix and match across basketball, baseball, hockey, golf, all in the same app. And if your picks get off to a hot start, you can cash out early before the game even ends. Now download the PrizePicks app today, pick your first game winner, spread, or total as the playoff push rolls on, and get $50 in daily fantasy lineups when you play your first $5 lineup when you use code CLNS. That's code CLNS to get $50 in daily fantasy lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. All right, perfect. So what we want to do now is I want to play this sound for you. I think it's like a 20-second clip. Watch what JJ had to say, and then we'll come back and react to his comments. Take a listen to that there.
Look, they're out indefinitely. I'm not going to have an update for you this week. They're out indefinitely.
Excellent. So you heard what JJ had to say. What are my thoughts about this? I think this means the end. Most people don't have the Lakers beating the Houston Rockets at all. Some people have them winning and losing in 5 games. Some people believe that they're going to be swept. The vast majority of people feel like they're going to lose. Now, it's important that we say LeBron fans, however, feel like this is good news for LeBron. Why? Because primarily now he's able to get his numbers, which is what these guys live for. That's number one. Number two, some of them have been saying that with the absence of Luka and Reeves, LeBron now can be unlocked because they feel like Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves were holding LeBron James back. Can you imagine the #1 scorer in the NBA holding you back? The #1 scorer in the league was holding back LeBron James. So, given the fact that you guys sincerely feel this in your heart, then I think that this would be a perfect opportunity for LeBron James to step up to the plate and show us what he has. He should be perfectly capable of going in there in round 1 and beating the Houston Rockets. Because last year, I remember the Lakers lost in the first round with Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic to the Minnesota Timberwolves. And that was a matchup that LeBron fans and these guys were salivating over. Oh, remember when the media was celebrating? Yeah, man, we're going to play Minnesota. We're going to beat the brakes off of them. This year, they were trying to avoid Minnesota like the plague. They were trying to avoid them. So now they're going to be playing Houston. In terms of the returns of these guys, look, I'm going to say what I said on the live yesterday. If I'm Austin Reeves, I'm not rushing to come back. Remember, Austin Reeves is gearing up for a contract this summer. You don't want to do anything to jeopardize your money. I'm sorry you don't. You just simply don't. Not for a multi-billion-dollar franchise and not to go help a legacy of a player who's worth over $1 billion help his legacy. I'm not doing that. Let me secure my money first, and then we'll start thinking about your life, right? That's the first thing. In terms of Luka, Luka is the Lakers' golden egg. So they don't want to put themselves in a position where Luka comes back, he's rushed, and he goes out there and gets injured again, because what that would do was will erode the trust that he has between himself and the Lakers. You don't want that. Now, if Luka is 100% healthy to go, let's say by game 3 or whatever it is, game 3 is probably in 2 weeks from now, I don't know, then sure, why not? But if it's a situation where Luka is being rushed back, I just don't see it. Because even if Luka Doncic rushes back and the Lakers somehow find a way to beat the Rockets, it's an uphill battle from there. They're going to be, I mean, they're either going to play OKC or they're going to play the Spurs. So it's not like as if, we can just escape them and it's going to be a cakewalk. No, it's going to be a pretty difficult march. And even if they somehow find a way to get to the finals, I don't see the Lakers, if they play Boston, being able to beat them at all. I don't think they can beat them. I think the only teams that could probably beat Boston is OKC or the Spurs. Boston is in the, I think Boston is coming out. I think Boston is going to come out of the Eastern Conference this year. If they're healthy, I don't see anyone in the East beating Boston. Not Detroit, not the Knicks, none of those teams. They're too well coached. They already have championship experience. Joe Mazzulla knows what the hell he's doing. Jaylen Brown's confidence is through the roof. Jason Tatum will eventually turn into who he is. Derek White and these guys, they're just a well-oiled machine. And I think beating Boston, I think Boston is a team to beat, certainly in the East. All right, so I have them coming out there. So you're going to rush back to go play one of those guys and get beat by those guys? Didn't Luke already lose to the Boston Celtics, if I'm not mistaken? So look, man, that's the update there. I think this can now finally put to rest this whole notion of these guys are rushing back. We can stop making content. The only Content we should be making around Luka and these guys is just updates. Right? Did you hear this update? But in terms of, why can't Luka come back, and listen to people like Stephen A. say, oh, man, why is Luka getting hurt? And why can't Luka find a way to get healthy? How come LeBron can play more? That's just people trying to fill up space. That's not real content. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you guys on the next show. Peace.